So I know it's been an extremely difficult year. Let's talk about the positive. You've done a lot in this last year to, honor your son's memory and to help others.
I have. I've done my best to try to bring some purpose out of the pain. Last year for his birthday, I decided to do a birthday give back, meaning reinvesting back into the community with a message about nonviolence and conflict resolution and safety. And that triggered everything. Everything else kind of fell in place with honoring other mothers who've lost their children to gun violence, bringing awareness throughout the community about the importance of us finding new reactions and new responses to conflict.
What's your favorite memory of your son?
His smile, his outgoing personality. He had a way with just being an inspiration, motivator for everybody around him. He was always full of laughs, full of jokes. That was his way of being himself around anyone.
And I remember you showed me a photo maybe a few months back, and he was little and he had this firefighter helmet on, a fire chief helmet. I mean, when he was shot, he was doing what he loved.
He was doing what he loved, and he aspired to be not just a firefighter, but he wanted to be the fire chief at an early age. And I said, "Are you sure, Chief, a firefighter?" And he let me know early, at age 2.5, 3 years old, he knew the difference, and he knew that the chief was the one in command, and he wanted to be in a leadership role. He was a leader naturally, and I'm just grateful that he had an opportunity to at least live out that dream of becoming a firefighter, even though it was short-lived.
And when you got that phone call a year ago, what was running through your mind in that moment?
Disbelief. My mind started racing. Well, I wonder how bad is it, or what happened? How could this happen? Where was he? Who did this? All those types of questions was running through my mind at that time.
Those are questions, I'm sure, a year later that you still have.
I do. A year later, I'm just as much in the dark as I was 12 months ago today. As far as what happened, who did this, why, how do we get here? And I need some light shed on this.
What would that mean to you to know that whoever's responsible for killing your son is brought to justice?
Well, it means that first and foremost, whoever's responsible is now being held accountable for their actions. Secondly, justice being served brings some closure to this. It will not change the effect and the impact that a year ago today had on our family and his friends and this community. It would also send a message to others who think about reacting in this way, that it's not the way, and you can't do something and just live on and get away with it as if nothing has happened.
And then I know you talked about your son's smile and his dreams at a young age to do what he loved. I know that it's hard, but hanging on to those positive memories has to, be of some help through such a difficult time.
It is. It helps me get through the painful moments. You see different elements in my home. blankets with his pictures on it, or the frames, or the even the flag. It helps me think about the good and what preceded those moments on July the 12th, 2023. I keep his badge and nameplate and belt buckle in my purse. I keep it with me at all times. When I have a little moment, I can quickly be reminded, hey, he made it to that first point of his goal that he wanted to achieve in his life. That helps me get through those tough times.
Bill, do you have anything?
No. Is there anything you want to ask about that we didn't ask?
About the program today?
Yeah,
This
that would be great too.
afternoon? Okay. You want me to just talk about
Yeah,
it?
that's fine.
Okay. Well, this afternoon is one of those times that will help with getting through the rough moments, honoring him in a way, the best way that we can. This afternoon, a prayer vigil will be held. And my goal through the prayer vigil is to shed some light on this case is still ongoing. Justice needs to be served, but also to try to bring the community together in a form of solidarity, as a symbol of solidarity to so many broken and divided places in our community these days, as far as it relates to violence and gun violence especially. So we'll be at Kelly Ingram Park today at 6 p.m. to honor Jordan, to pray for our community, our leaders, and our youth, our future generations, and to pray for positive ways that we can solve conflict and move forward past a hurtful moment in time in life.
Let's take that back. I've got one more question for you. I know a lot of your efforts have been focused around, conflict resolution. Do you think that there's anyone out there that knows who would have done this, or knows something that's not saying anything?
I believe in any situation there are always people who know what happened. Why a person doesn't speak out, I guess there are probably numerous reasons. But my message to anyone that knows anything is to stop and think about this for a minute and put yourself in my shoes, or his sister's shoes, his father's shoes, his family's shoes, even the community's shoes, as to this happening to you. You would want to know. You would want justice served. You would want someone to come forward. This is a time not to be selfish in our thoughts, but to be proactive and to make a difference. If you want to see change, you have to be the change.
Thank you.
I do have a question I thought of. You just look at Valerie when you answer the question. All his life he wanted to be a firefighter. What were the conversations like once he achieved that? He got to go on his first couple of calls. He's in his uniform, the sirens blaring, and he's going to render aid to someone in need. What were those conversations like that he finally got to that point?
Once he finally got to that point of becoming a firefighter, he had a plethora of emotions. He was excited. He was nervous. I spoke with him after he had a call where actually someone passed away, and that was his first time being in that situation. And we kind of talked through those feelings. My children and I have always been very open in communication, and he felt like, even though that was hard, but that was the place where he needed to be. He felt like his presence there made a difference, even though that person did not survive. And so he was very eager to serve his community as a firefighter.